Once inside the labyrinth, save if you want, and look to the left for a red chest. Now activate the heat switch directly in front of you. The room will rotate and you'll need to kill a couple of stone enemies. Try to get both near death before killing the first one. That way you won't spend too much time trying to avoid the Cerberus that will appear when the first one dies. You can kill the other stone enemy now, and if you've upgraded your weapon, you will do some damage to the Cerberus too. Now you can ride the Cerberus and use them against the other enemies that appear. Aim for the stone enemies since the dogs are pushovers. Once the Cerberus is dead, kill the stone enemies before focusing on the dogs that are left. When everything is dead, the gates will open. Grab the green and blue chests if you want, and then drop into the next room. Go to the left to find a hidden chest. Now activate the heat switch on the right. The room will turn and all the traps will activate. Wait for the left wall of fire to subside and then quickly climb the grate that's there. Go along the ceiling and then onto the wall and go to the right. When the two sides smash together, jump to the other side. Now climb up and quickly get onto the top of the wall at the far side. From here, wait until this platform moves below you and drop onto it. Now pull the switch to stop the traps. You'll be free to leave, but first go to the right side of the floor and get a couple chests. Now exit the room and run down the hallway to the next puzzle. This one is easier than it looks. Pull the block out and to the left. Now activate the heat switch to turn the room. Move the block into this corner. Now climb from one platform to the next. You should just be able to jump to the other side of the room for the hidden chests. Finally, move the block into this position and activate the heat switch to turn the room again. Move the block onto the switch to keep the gate open. From here you can simply run up the wall and exit. Now drop in and activate the heat switch. This is probably the most difficult room in the game. The enemies aren't a big deal, but the room is divided up into 4 quadrants, one of which will randomly shoot spikes up, instantly killing everything standing within, including you. While it's a good strategy to freeze your enemies above the spikes, it can occasionally be difficult to get away from them. For this reason, we advise performing no finishing moves and only using magic when the spikes have already chosen their quadrant but haven't come up yet. When this happens enough times, all quadrants will initiate spikes. A harpy will fly in, and you'll have a few seconds to combat grapple it to save yourself. The room will rotate and you'll have a new floor. This floor will have 2 quadrants of spikes at once. You can kill all the enemies to make it easier to grapple the harpy at the end, but you may find yourself constantly getting hit by spikes. A good strategy is to only fight if you have to and just defend yourself. While it may be harder to combat grapple the harpy at the end, you'll have a much easier time avoiding the spikes during the regular battle. When you grapple the harpy, everything will die and you'll get a collection of red orbs from them. The room will rotate again and you'll now be safe. Just mop up the remaining enemies. Now you're free to go through the doorway and save if you want. Break the onyx at the next doorway to open the door. You've now found Pandora. When the cinematic ends, open the other door and use Helios's head to find a chest. Help Pandora up this ledge and then go through the doorway. Fight the Gorgon that appears, since killing her will turn all the other enemies to stone, making the battle easier. Another 2 Gorgons will appear, but you can use the same strategy to end the fight quickly. Don't worry about Pandora, she can't be hurt by their or your attacks. Once they're dead, use Helios's head on the left side of the room to find a red chest. Finally, pull this switch on the far wall. Pandora will stand on the other switch, dropping the wall. Activate the heat switch when you get the chance. The room will rotate and Pandora will be in trouble. Quickly jump along the grate to the end since you don't have much time. Once on the final section, jump off to save some time and pull the switch on the wall to let her out. Use Helios's head to find a red chest on the left wall and then help Pandora into this opening. Wait for her to climb up the ladder and open the gate and then follow her up. She's gotten herself trapped. Pull the section of wall on the left side of the room all the way out. Now run up the grate on the side. From here, jump onto the box, grab onto the grate on the right side of the room, and follow it around to find another heat switch. The room will turn again. Climb back around and go along the grate to the right. Time your jump so it's after the spike block falls, and then quickly climb up. Turn the switch on top of her container and it will drop. Now activate the heat switch to turn the room and smash her box, letting the water out. Then simply jump down and attack the glass to release her. Now that the panic is over, check the left side of the room for a chest. Save, and then grab the green and blue chests here, because the next fight is a big one. When the platform lowers, you'll have to face a slew of enemies. None of them are new, but you'll be up against sirens, shielded sentries, wraiths, and minotaurs. You do have a few advantages. Breaking the back of a siren will refill some of your magic. Snapping the neck of a minotaur will give you some life. You can also juggle some enemies against the walls. Additionally, Pandora can't be hurt by you or them, but she can draw some of their attention. Use all of your magic in your Blade of Olympus, since you'll get a refill after this battle. Once it's over, there are chests to find on either side of the room using Helios's head. Now pull the switch on the far side of the room to give Pandora access to a new switch, and press the one above that to raise yourself up to the top of the labyrinth. Before you follow Pandora or save, there are 3 chests you can find on top of the labyrinth. Go forward a box and then left. Now go back 2 boxes to the border. Finally, run across to the corner box to find the last chest. Now go save and then talk to Pandora.